JoyStick the Beta. Participatory culture in gaming, defined by its high levels of interaction, distinguishing it from other forms of media. Henry Jenkins notes participatory culture as having relatively low barriers to artistic expression and civic engagement, strong support for creating and sharing, and an informal mentorship whereby experience is shared to novices. Juice Raisons defines participation according to multimediality, virtuality, interactivity, and connectivity. Together, these two theories provide an analytical framework for understanding the participatory media culture of gaming. This notion became my guiding concept as I developed my digital artifact, JoyStick. JoyStick is represented on the YouTube platform. It consists of video essays with an infographic style. I chose this form and platform to provide a space for game culture information sharing and community building. The purpose and utility of my intended DA has always been in connecting with gaming participatory culture and providing a space for it through analysis and user involvement. My process consists of research, planning, testing, and reiterating. I first look on social gaming communities such as R-Gaming on Reddit for popular content to form ideas from. I then determine a crossover with something I am passionate about and plan when I will make my content and schedule when I will post according to analytics. My DA is in its beta phase. When examining the iteration process my DA has undergone since its inception, I consider two key feedback loops that I have closed. Firstly, I took my initial video essay concept and paired it with my passions in marketing, creating my initial video, 1-minute marketing. I looked into the resources you can see on the screen and based on this decided the marketing campaign I would focus on. In this case, Skylanders 2012. I then created my video. In terms of user response, I received very little engagement and only one comment that noted the strength of my media, but the reality that the visual content was rushed, the topic was not very relevant, and visually not very interesting. This caused me to reconsider my central ideas, to focus on areas of utility and what I was most passionate about, and reiterate. I tried to follow a more FIST principle, using Neil Perkins' work as a guide, and learning from research in successful DAs I found online. I then iterated by creating content with more relevant topics to the current climate, and using a different visual style to produce content quicker and more visually appeasing. This allowed me to close the feedback loop. Secondly, after iterating based on my first feedback loop, I created my next video on the topic of fandom in gaming. Despite my initial iterations, my second video did not see much more engagement, and I was still dissatisfied with my work. I reflected on my view counts and engagement via YouTube Analytics, and did more research into the YouTube platform and how to be successful on it. I then used my video analytics, comments, and research to find a more niche style for my videos and channel in relation to my target audience of young people aged 15 to 30 interested in games, learning, and the digital sphere. I therefore considered who my niche audience was and decided to be more targeted. This led me to redesign my channel, find a new voice aesthetic, and narrow my content topics to be more specific. I then found more engagement in terms of views and comments with this format. By closing these feedback loops, I became more happy with my work and was able to better meet the needs of my users. I believe that my iterations have created more value for my perceived audience. I now better understand that audience in terms of who they are and what their interests are and what they want. For this reason, I maintain the belief that my DA has clear social utility in its ability to provide value for individuals interested in gaming, research, and information sharing. For the future of my DA, I intend to produce more content more often, use the work of Raisins and Jenkins as a guide, and consider their role in the participation culture of gaming. I will continue to iterate based on feedback loops, to maintain a niche audience, and to be passionate about what I create. I look forward to progressing my DA further and providing clear utility for my intended audience.